I heard boom, 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 boom.
A mass shooting stuns Catawba County.
Unfortunately, violent crime came to the countryside here.
At least one individual shot, possibly more.
We need some more officers out here.
We've got one gunshot wound to the chest.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, I hear about crime in Charlotte and stuff, but you know, it's getting too close to home now.
Catawba County rocked by a rare act of extreme violence. Well, good evening. I'm Alicia Barnes. You're watching Queen City News at 10. We are covering two major stories tonight. First, the FBI investigating what they are calling a targeted terror attack in Colorado, where a man tossed Molotov cocktails into a crowd. And then closer to home, the FBI also here in Catawba County investigating a mass shooting at a party in Hickory, leaving one person dead and 11 injured. Taking you live near the scene now in Catawba County is where we find Queen City News anchors Brian Blakely and Derek Dellinger. Good evening, gentlemen. This is a complicated case. So Brian, let's start with you. Walk us through how this tragedy unfolded and what investigators are saying tonight. Breaking news, Catawba County authorities now giving an update on the investigation into last weekend's deadly mass shooting. Catawba County Sheriff Don Brown, I see right there already at the microphone. Let's listen in. All right, out of Catawba County right now, you're just listening to a news conference there from several officials giving us the latest on the deadly mass shooting that happened early Sunday morning in the Mountain View community, which is south of Hickory. So starting out, you could be able to hear how upset Catawba County Sheriff Don Brown was, the emotion that came with that the first suspect charged in this case was now able to get a $200,000 bond today. Also, they announced that they are now looking for Tolan Huff. There's highs and there's lows here in Asheville, but there's a community spirit that you can just feel the minute that you're here just walking around. But there's also, you see reminders like this as I was coming to just sit down right here in our little makeshift studio, a hanger, and you realize over your shoulder that was once Lululemon. And this area here where I am, right here in the Biltmore Village, where so many people would come and shop. But then you also see people that just, a guy walked by me who was walking his dog, and they're just trying to find their new normal as to what it looks like here in this area. We want to take you all over so you can be able to see exactly what it looks like here present day. You live here, you work here, your business was impacted by Hurricane Helene. Just kind of take me through what life has been like for you for the last 5 weeks.
Well, I'm fortunate to work for a company, Young Office, we were over in the Biltmore Village, was heavily impacted. We lost our building, but we are rebuilding, and we're in the community. So I've been out here every day trying to help.
We've had teams traveling to the hardest hit parts of the Carolinas, including Henderson County. That's where we find our Alicia Barnes. And Alicia, some of these areas were just cut off due to washed out roads.
Morgan, I said there's hope here in Henderson County, but that does not take away just the catastrophic damage that you see and just the heartbreak that you see here. There's so many people who have needed relief that have come by. That's what you're seeing behind me, these cars, as you see them come through this line. And I've spoken to so many here, and you look in their eyes and you see the pain that they've gone through, but yet they're smiling at the same time. I want to take you to the sky to be able to see what so many people in this community are just dealing with right now, as you're able to be able to see now. This is now drone footage piloted by Jenna Pinto, and you can be able to see just homes destroyed by the powerful floodwaters and mudslides. And this right here, what you're looking at, is only just a small glimpse of the devastation. The full scope won't be known for some time as crews continue to make their way into the harder hit areas, and there's never seems to just be enough of what they need, the growing list of concerns and needs in this area. But I want to take you inside now. So this is the resource center where I am here. So this is the distribution center for Henderson County, and the volunteers of United Way are helping out to be able to get these supplies to those who need it. But when you look here and you see how many supplies have been collected, and they're now categorized by needs, and you have people who need diapers and people who need food. As you come back out here live to where we are behind me, so as I told you, these are the cars that are lining up. They're getting boxes of food and supplies, and also the water that you see behind me. This is where you get all the water to be able to last for a couple of days. But when you just look at the need here and the community support, Morgan, as I send it back to you in the studio, it's just incredible to be able to see that hope that's here still in Henderson County.
Yeah, it really is incredible to see just the scope of the donations that continue to pour in, because this cleanup is going to be a daunting task for sure. Alicia, thank you.
I just want to welcome you in. Thank you for being with us this hour as we have a special hometown. This is where every Wednesday for this month we're going to go to the hardest hit areas here in the western part of North Carolina. Go to the mountains, the areas that were hit hard by Hurricane Helene, and just show you exactly what so many are still dealing with now. And as I started the show, I said there's some hope here in Henderson County, but there's also a lot of concern because as you travel to the mountains, communities that have had just a really, really hard time these last couple of weeks because their life has been upended. And we all know what hometown means, right? And so many now are working to be able to make these towns home again. Well, today
I sat down with Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles, remembering the Shannon Park shooting 1 year ago today.
South Park, South Park.
The sirens were going and going and going, and that's when I began to know and realize this was going to be a tragedy.
How did you at that point say, you know what, being the leader, being the mayor of the city, I have to have some words?
I might probably need to take a deep breath on this.
I do
one.
too.
Well, we were standing in a parking lot, actually, and we had people that had found what had happened. The neighborhood, the people that were living there, they were all with us, but they didn't know how difficult this would be.
Officer Joshua Iyer, CMPD, Samuel Pelosi, North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections. He was the member of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. William Elliott of the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections. He was a member of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. And Deputy U.S. Marshal Thomas M. Weeks, Jr. He was assigned to the Western District of North Carolina. And now that it's been a year, it's almost like their memories are etched in everybody's hearts here in the Charlotte area. Any thoughts just of reflection?
So I just remember all of those spouses and how much they had to go through and how difficult it was.
Thanks for watching Queen City News. We have breaking news. President Donald Trump now set to be able to speak following the aviation disaster in Washington, D.C. last night. The president now saying that his administration will set the highest bar with aviation safety. And we have Chief Transportation Correspondent Maykay Beeler here. You are a professional pilot, Maykay. I first want to be able to get your reaction to what we just heard from the president. But first, let's talk about the timeline. 8:48 p.m. last night is when this happened. 7:30 this morning, it switched from a rescue to a recovery. On board, we have 64 people on the American Airlines flight. We have 3 soldiers aboard the Black Hawk helicopter, so that's 67 people. Right now, 28 bodies from last reports have been recovered. So when we talk about how many families that are involved and impacted, we're also already hearing there's potentially a family that's connected here in North Carolina. But also the NTSB says, they are ready to go, but they're saying that they also want to be able to kind of warn people to have a low expectation of what they're able to bring to us because you have so many families involved. From your perspective as a pilot, kind of take us through that.
Well, I think I'm not a medical examiner. Right. I'm not an emergency personnel, but there has to be respect for the dead. Mm-hmm. Forgive me for being blunt.
First, I want to say thank you so much for being here with us. But the first question I have for you is, how did the voting, the first round, go for you?
Well, first of all, Alicia, let me just say that in Washington, D.C., the question I got most, from the media was, it looked so bad. It looked, didn't it look bad for the Republican Party? I get that.
I think people want to know, did you get something out of this? Was there any were there concessions that were there? Or was this strictly that you wanted these measures taken?
I wanted these measures taken.
Congressman Clyburn, thank you so much for being on with us here live on Queen City News. President Trump now addressing Congress in just a few hours. So I'm curious to know what's going to happen in the chamber tonight. Can you give us any insight on what we can expect from Democrats who now want to be able to show that they're displeased with the Trump administration?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Well, I think Democrats are going to listen, those who attend.
You have these brave people who, even for a ring, are willing to do something dangerous just to recover your day. And that's really what community is about.
That sounds like that's what marriage is about. Oh my gosh, what an amazing story. And you know, she could never ask for an upgrade.
She
with
got
a story like that.
quite a story
right.
to tell
Hold
for a
on to that
long
one.
time.